Alright gang, welcome back to our campaign playthrough on Horsch Agrovation. Now, you join me, it is October. I have the worker over there trying to finish harvesting the rest of this field. As you know, there was not much left, but we got a lot of it already done off camera. And I've purchased something. Now, you might be asking yourself, why didn't you just buy a direct drill? Well, for this series, considering how massive these fields truly are, I mean, they're gigantic. The exception of a handful, like we talked about, they are gigantic. Our goal in this one is going to be to try to utilize as big of equipment as we possibly can get. So what I mean by that is I bought the biggest cultivator that I at least have downloaded. Maybe there's a bigger one on ModHub, I don't know, but I think I went past it. Yeah, this is the one I bought. 15.7 meters, pretty wide, pretty good one. We're going to use as big of equipment as we possibly can width-wise to try to save us time because of how big this map fields are. Now, the drill that I want to use is this Amazon one, or Amazonian one, however you want to say it. 15 meters. Again, it does not have a direct drill option for it. So, because of that, we have got to cultivate. So that's what we're doing. This is going to take me a minute here to get this thing under control. This thing is, all over the place. Hold on a minute, gang. There we go. Alright, and we're finally properly underway here. So this thing is, it's fast. It's good width. It's going to take a long time, don't get me wrong, but it won't be too bad on us. Now, today it is October. And in October, sunflowers are actually the best to sell. Now, our biggest field that we own is a sunflower field. So, what we're likely going to be doing here, gang, is jumping to harvesting that sunflower field pretty quickly. And we're going to sell pretty much everything that we harvest today. We'll probably sell everything we harvest in the next episode as well. There is absolutely no way we can get the field done in this episode. If we do, it'd be a 3-hour-long episode. That's not possible. Not possible right now. So, there is no physical way for us to be able to do all of this field right here in one episode. So, just get that out of your mind. We're not doing it in one episode. It's going to be a multiple episode for sure on that harvest. Now, what that means is this field down here is going to sit here without being harvested for quite a while. And that's unfortunate, but it's fine. It's corn. We don't have any withering or anything on, so it can sit there pretty much as long as we want it to sit there and just wait for us to be ready to harvest it. Now, the only other option we could do is to buy another harvester, which I kind of mentioned in the last episode, but really, we don't have the money for it. If we did get another harvester, it would be a smaller harvester, which means we'd have to get a smaller header for it, etc., etc., etc. And really, we need the money, right? We spent a bunch of money on this. We've got to spend another 100 and whatever that was, 106,000 or whatever it was, on the actual drill itself. And that's only for one of the drills. We still have to get the planter drill too. And then, obviously, we still have to get a sprayer or a fertilizer spreader, both. So there's a lot to do, really. If we cultivate every field, we likely won't need that herbicide sprayer. We could use the sprayer obviously as a liquid fertilizer, but it's just going to kind of depend on what we decide to do, I guess. And it depends on how the planter is set up. I think the planter we're probably going to have to cultivate no matter what. But I think there's a few, not many, but I think there are a few actually out there that are direct drills for planters. So we'll see, but more than likely, we're just going to utilize this since we bought it. Why not use it across the board? And that'll save us money on the herbicide, right? So, looks like the worker got confused. He's been getting confused a couple of times here, so I'm just going to finish this up for him. And then we can go back, grab the different header for the sunflowers, and we can get started on that. I want to go around the headland here once on this field, and then I'm really just going to have a worker do most of it. They're not going to do a perfect job. They're going to miss stuff. We already know that. But that's okay. As long as they get a good chunk of it done, I'll be happy with it. And I can touch the rest of that up. No problem at all. So today our goal really is to harvest as much of the sunflower field as we can. I would love to say we're going to get half of it done, but it may not even get half of it done. It might be a 3-episode harvest. I don't know. These fields are gigantic. I really don't know what to tell you. But I would love for that to be halfway done. Just don't know for sure. And I'd love to have this field completely cultivated. It doesn't necessarily have to be drilled today, but if it's cultivated today, I'll be happy. And then obviously sell any of the sunflowers that we do harvest today. So just to give you kind of a lay of the land here on the sunflowers, you can see right there, seasonal fluctuation, October is best. They're pretty good right now. 4640 at the tree store, anywhere between 4444 and 4640. All those fours there remind me of a local law firm TV ad. It's all fours, and it's like this stupid, ridiculously catchy jingle that we have in the Cincinnati area. If you happen to be from that area and you know what I'm talking about, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to tell you who it is. If I just say it's all fours, it's 444. It's just they sing the song number, the phone number in the song. It's brutal, but it's kind of a Cincinnati thing that everybody knows, I guess is what I should say. Anyway, I'm getting off tangent. I just saw the fours and it made me think about that. So let me dump the rest of this in here, and don't destroy the header there, Z. Come on, buddy. So let me dump the rest of that in there. I'm going to keep this going while that's happening. Hopefully it doesn't turn off. It seems to be one of the ones that does turn off if I'm not in the harvester for long enough, but hopefully it'll unload all of it. But 9 mile per hour for the width of this is pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good one. So now, it does appear that the cultivation that it's doing is very similar to what we're utilizing in Sri Lanka, at least the texture that it's dropping. And it can be kind of hard to see it sometimes, so I'm hoping the drill that we get is a little bit easier to see, but I'm a little concerned that it's going to be the same situation we had before, where it's very, very difficult to see where you've been. Okay, it did get rid of it all. Good. So I'm going to fold that up. We're just going to leave that kind of in the middle for right now. We're going to remove it here in a second, but let's get around the headland here first, and then we can move that. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Quick shameless plug. I did a shameless plug in the last episode I recorded, and it wasn't probably the last episode for you to watch. But the last episode I recorded for the Ohio Richland series. But shameless plug real quick about my other channel. If you're interested at all and you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and flip over there and give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I just released couple of days ago, I guess, at this point, probably 4 or 5 days ago, I guess, at this point, the playthrough of the deluxe remastered version of Dead Rising, one of my favorite games of all time. So if that is of any interest to you, or you played that when you were younger at all, go give it a follow. I'm doing a playthrough on that. I would appreciate your support. All right, with that out of the way, let's get back to farming here. So we're nearly around the headland here. We're almost kind of caught up to where we started at. Now, I don't think the worker's going to do the best job on this field. Very similar to how the worker was doing the harvesting there. It's not the most ideal field for a worker. It's kind of an awkward shape all the way around the board, right? So we'll just see what happens and how the worker gets along. Hopefully they're able to get most of it. I think there's going to be a lot of issues, though, because of the telephone poles, etc. But again, if we recall in the last episode, the one worker on the harvester just went right through the telephone pole, didn't even stop. So maybe they're just kind of there imaginary, but I don't know. The trees will definitely be an issue, so this headland pass is going to help for sure. Actually, at the time of this recording, the Dead Rising game will be coming out, I guess, at midnight tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to manage staying up or not, but I'll probably try to push through and play an hour of it. But we'll see. Very excited for that game, man. It's in my top 5 for sure. It's such a fun game. First game I ever got when the 360 came out was that. So I love that they remastered it. Love that they're bringing it back. Kind of went to the wayside for a little while, that game. But anyway, I'm going on a rant again. This is not Dead Rising Simulator. This is Farming Simulator. I apologize. We're back to farming. Now, this field over here, I don't really know the best way about going about it. I guess we'll go around the headland like we typically would do, right? And This thing is kind of hard to turn because of the tracks, I think. It's not really cooperating with me as much as I was hoping. That's a little bit, a little disappointing. But we'll make it work. Let me back this up real quick. Alright, we're going to unhook it for a minute. I'm going to go grab the trailer over here with all the rest of the sorghum in it. We're going to go dump that into the silo. Then we'll get into the harvester. We'll get going over here after we put this back on and have a worker start doing the cultivation here. Alright, we're on our way back up here. The worker is doing his thing with the cultivation there. Obviously, he's not going to go the path that I would expect or want him to go, but that's alright. We can touch up what he doesn't do, right? We can touch it all up. No big deal. I dropped the trailer off over here because I figured like we're going to need it. We only have one tractor at current, so we'll just have to, drive this over to unload it whenever we need to. Not really the most ideal situation, but, it is what it is. We'll have to deal with it. And we're underway, getting the sunflowers down, gang. This is going to be a long one. I mean, I don't really... There's not a whole lot else I can do, unfortunately, but it's just... There's such massive fields. I'm going to have to just do a decent-sized time-lapse here just to kind of get through a bunch of it. So, without further ado, here we go. Okay, well, we absolutely eclipsed the longest time lapse in history on the channel right there. So we got that going for us, and really all we have to show for it is one headland pass and a partial one strip. We're probably about halfway, so gonna be a long one, like I said. Not really a whole lot else we can do besides this. So I'm gonna put this on a worker for a brief minute. I want to go take a look and see how our other worker is doing with the cultivation. I suspect there's a lot of issues that we're gonna have to deal with. Yeah, as I expected. The trees definitely made part of an issue there for sure. That's part of that problem. We got to get rid of those trees. That will help us out tremendously if we do that. So maybe we work to do that today, right? That could be something else we do today. As a matter of fact, let's just chop them down now. We got to get rid of them anyway. I don't know if I'll be able to pick... I can probably pick this one up. I don't think it's going to allow me... This one looks a lot bigger. Yeah, there's no way I can pick this one up. So... that one we're going to have to figure out something else to do, I guess. I don't really have any way to carry logs. I'd have to chop this one up into multiple little pieces just to move it. At least at current. So I guess that one is going to have to at least stay for now, I guess. It's not really what I want. I don't want it to stay. I guess they're probably all really going to have to stay. Let's think about it a little bit more. If I buy a chainsaw or an axe or whatever to take this down, there's still going to be a stump, and I don't have a stump grinder. So I guess they're going to have to stay. I guess there's no other thing for it. Well, this is a bit awkward. That is not the way that I expected him to go. I don't know what he's going to do now. Where are you going? Where is he going? I guess he's going to go all the way to the end and turn around? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He's just driving into the road. Where are you going? Now you're going to turn around? He's confused. He is lost. So I guess he's just going to go straight from here, and it's going to make a big awkward shape, but whatever. Whatever. Let him do his thing for a little bit. That's fine. I'm going to stop the worker on this for a brief minute here. We're going to take over. We're going to try to clean up a little bit of this area over here that the worker had issues with the trees. There's that section over there we got to touch up, and I think there's a few sections down here by the railroad tracks as well that we're not getting taken care of, so we need to do that as well. Bit of a break from the harvesting, though. We don't have a full trailer yet. I'm kind of waiting until we get a full trailer before I, decide to take it and sell it. And like I said, we're just going to sell it outright, and we're going to hope that we get enough money where we could buy another tractor. Now, the tractor we buy doesn't necessarily have to be as high up as this tractor. This tractor is high. It's got like 600 and some horsepower. It's a lot. Doesn't necessarily need to be that high. It just needs to be enough to be able to do some of the other stuff around the farm that we need, like, carting stuff to and from places. Like, that will be a tremendous help, especially when we have this one tied up doing things like this, right? I know about that section over there, and I probably would easily see this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and touch these sections up really quick just before I forget about them. These, obviously, with that being so close, I would definitely see these, but just a habit that I try to get into to get all of this taken care of, because if it was up there, I probably wouldn't see it till I was drilling that section and realized that we missed part of it. That would be, that'd be my luck. I like this map. Well, I mean, it's only episode 2. I think I said I liked Zelonka in episode 1 or 2, and then as I played it, the more I didn't like it. So I guess that could change, but so far I do like it. I think the only problem is how truly massive these fields are that I chose for us. It's a lot of work. And a lot of work when I don't have a whole lot of time to do all the work. I probably should have, tried Silver Run another time, a third time, but it made me so frustrated that I just moved on from it. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is me just level setting, talking to you straight. When that time comes when we do it, because we will do it, however long it ends up being, I'm going to be terrible at it. I'm going to straight up tell you that right now. Whenever I do woodworking stuff, you see what I normally do. I chop it down with an axe, and I use a winch 9 times out of 10. If I'm not using the winch, I'm using the Tree Devour mod for wood chips. The equipment for the forestry, I'm terrible at it. It's probably going to be the worst content that I've put on the channel whenever that time comes. I have to do it because I said we were going to do it, so I have to do it at some point. But it's not going to be good content, so I'm going to warn you ahead of time that it's going to be terrible. I mean, those forestry equipment with picking up and chopping them down and all, I'm so bad at it. I am so bad, so unbelievably bad. So maybe I should practice a little bit more, but I've talked about it before. I'm going to talk about it again really quick here. Normally, when I play Farming Simulator, even before I was doing actual content on YouTube and I was just playing, by myself offline, I would always utilize smaller equipment. I'm a very big avid fan of old equipment. So I would always use those, and I'd always do smaller maps with smaller fields. It was just more enjoyable and more fun and more entertaining for me. Not to say that this isn't enjoyable and fun. This certainly is. I am really having fun with this, but it's just a I guess a preference of mine was to always use the older, smaller equipment and, you know, create small type of challenges for myself. More so than getting all this big, massive equipment and doing big, massive fields. I don't know why that is. It's just how I am. So, that's probably part of the problem too, right? So I really haven't utilized the forestry stuff in any of the Farming Simulator games. Any of them. Not even just FS22. Any of them. The older ones, FS17, 19, everything else. None of them. 15, none of them. Actually, I don't even remember if there was any in 15. I don't remember. There might have been, but I don't remember. It's been a long time. I should go back and revisit those. At one point, I think I asked on the channel if you would like to see me do a quick, you know, a couple quick mini-series in regard to some of the older Farming Simulator games. We might, at some point, maybe, if we want to break from FS25, but that's going to be far, far, far in the future, I would expect at this point. Because we're going to be running this right up to it, and like I said already, I'm going to be out of pocket for at least a few days when it releases, which is very, very unfortunate. I'm very... I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm sorry, but I'm very upset about it. The worst possible time for work to say, hey, you're going to go out of the country for about 5 days, 4 days. I guess it's technically 3 days, well, 3.5 days, and the rest of it's travel. It's a day and a half traveling. Well, of course, he's in the worst spot he could possibly be in. Of course he is. I was hoping he was going to be able to get to the end there, based off of where he started at, but that's not the case. So now we're going to have to back this sucker out and hope we don't run into anything. It's not really going to be anything else we can do. We have to back it out. We're going to be backing it out for an eternity. There's no way I could turn this around in here, I don't think, to go faster. Alright, we're back here and unloading. Let's go ahead and hook up to the trailer here. I think it's not going to be full. I think we're going to have to harvest some more. Prices in 2 of the 3 sell points are now dropping for sunflowers as well, so we really need to get this going as fast as possible here. Yeah, it's 80-something% full. It's gonna be probably about 90-something, so we're not gonna need a whole lot, but it will have some room left. So I'm going to try to touch up my my mess that I created down here. Since the worker's going to go that way anyway, might as well try to, you know, clean all this section up and then we can put it back on a worker, right? While we go and sell that trailer load. It's going to be a lot in there. I mean, so it's going to make us a lot of money. I mean, 4,640 bucks, give or take a few bucks. Well, take a few bucks, I guess. That sell point, though, is right next to us, so that's nice. I don't know if that's a train or not. It could be. Probably is. All right. Get all the way up here to the end. Big, massive open areas like this reminds me of, I guess it's more like middle of Ohio. This is what this reminds me of, these fields here. The middle of Ohio is pretty flat. There's really nothing there. I mean, Columbus, Ohio has a river going through it, so there's a little bit of some minor hills there, but I mean, most of the middle area of Ohio is all very, very much farmland, perfect farmland, all flat. Southeastern Ohio is kind of a little bit hilly. It's kind of the edge of the Appalachian Mountains there a little bit, kind of towards West Virginia, Kentucky there, so little more hilly over there, so it's not as good on that section, but anything north of the Ohio River, about an hour or so north of the Ohio River, and then pretty much all the way to the tippity top of Ohio till you get to the Great Lakes. I mean, that's all pretty much prime real estate for farming. It's very, very lucrative area for farming. The ground is very good for it. And I've mentioned this before. I've mentioned it, I know, probably multiple times, but realistically in Ohio, most of what you see, it's almost entirely corn and soybeans. There are some other things every once in a while that are grown, but it's almost entirely corn and soybeans that we grow in Ohio. So nine times out of 10, if you're driving by a field in Ohio, you're going to see corn or soybeans. So we get down here to the end. I'm actually going to put it on a worker here and see which way the worker decides to go. And we're going to jump in here and unload this. Yeah, he's going to turn the way I expected. Yeah, they just go right through those telephone poles, but I cannot go through them. So that's a very unique setup, I guess, by the developers. Let me make sure that I'm not lying to you. I can't go through the one by our... Oh, I can't go through them on here. Okay. If they're in the field, you can go through them. But the one that's in our yard, I can't go through that one. I was running into it with the header. So... probably going to have to turn it around when we get up here and reset it. I'm going to see what the worker does. I suspect that they're not going to be able to figure this out, so I'm going to have to reset them. No, it's picking up one little strip. We're not doing that. You're not going all the way down there picking up one strip. I'm not wasting my money for you to pick up one strip of sunflowers. We're going to reset you, buddy. Now the trailer's full, so we're going to go sell it. Like I said, we're going to go across the street right over there. And we'll see. If it's a train, it's a train, right? We'll sell it outright. Already said we weren't going to finish harvesting this in this episode. There's no way. We did 25 minutes of time-lapse for harvesting this field, and we're nowhere near even halfway, not even close to halfway. To give you the best bird's eye view that I can do, let me show you. I mean, look at this. I mean, we're not even on the same realm. I don't even think we're 2/10 of the way through. We are way far off. This is going to be a multiple episode harvest. There is just absolutely no way. Unless I do all of it off camera, which I guess I can do that, but just feels a little pointless, right? I mean, I should show you the harvest. Let's turn this trigger on here. Let me go see if I can figure out what's going on over here. Let's drive over here. I won't jump cut or anything because I don't know anything about this map, honestly, gang. I just kind of jumped into it. I just saw these fields down here that were decent size. Well, decent size, big, I guess is what I should say. I just liked the area they were in, and I just decided to go for it. So that's what we did. But I really haven't drove around the map at all, so I don't really know where I'm going. So we're gonna learn about it together, gang. We're gonna learn the ways of the map together. Going through a bit of a not as extreme as I would typically like, but a partial tree tunnel, I guess. I would prefer them to be a little bit more over the road, kind of like that tree there. It's bigger, over the road a little bit more. Eventually, they might get to that point. They're just they're not old enough yet. Okay, what are we dealing with here? What do we got? It doesn't appear to be the train, unless I'm missing something. It doesn't. I don't think so. I don't think it is. Well, there's a train there, so maybe it is the train. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It starts giving us money immediately. Yeah, no, it's not the train. Oh yeah, we're making a hell of a lot of money. This is what we needed, gang. This is exactly what we needed. This is going to allow us to purchase everything that I want pretty quickly here. But we really got to get more of these sunflowers done. Look at that, $241,000 for that. Whew. Giddy up, baby! Yeah, we're going to need a lot. We're going to need to get as much of these sunflowers harvested in this episode and really the next episode as possible. We're going to do, we're going to allow, I haven't really done it on the campaign playthrough until now, but we're going to allow multiple episodes per month just because of the size, the sheer size of these fields. We're going to allow it, so. Let's go drop this back off. I'm going to go put the worker back on continuing the cultivation here. And we're going to look to see if we can purchase another tractor. I don't want it to be as expensive as this one, like I said, but somewhere in the 300 horsepower range should be plenty. That should easily be able to cart things around without any issues whatsoever. Ideally, we find something that has a little bit more of a higher top speed than what we currently have. Not that, 26, 27 isn't good. It's decent. But if we're going to be carting stuff all over the map, and with how big this map is, I would really like it to be something that goes a little bit faster. This tractor is going to be pretty much utilized almost specifically on the farm, the fields themselves. But we should try to get something that will move our product a little bit faster for us. Now, we've got a bunch of sorghum, 165,000. So when that's best to sell, now granted it's not going to be $4,000, but when that's best to sell, it's going to give us a lot of money too. So, more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking we might not do a whole lot of productions, if any at all. We might just harvest, collect, and sell. We really haven't done a whole lot of that. I mean, actually, I guess we have done some of that. I shouldn't say that, but most of the time, on almost all of the different series that I've run, even the campaign series, a lot of the time we've been doing... Oh, I'm missing a whole section there. Whoops. We've been doing, productions involved, but I don't think we're going to this time. All right, so while they're doing that, let's see what kind of tractor we can find. Is there anything in the used market? Well, that's not that's a pretty good field creator there, a cultivator, but not for this series. Not for this series. So let's look at medium tractors. Like I said, we want somewhere around the high 200s, 300 horsepower. I'd like to use something. It's going to be hard to do because we've utilized a lot of these small and medium-sized tractors throughout multiple of our playthroughs. Yeah, 37 mile per hour would be nice. We used the JCB in the last one. I guess I could get the JCB again, but I want to kind of do something a little bit different. 31 mile per hour, that's not bad, but that's really not that big of an increase from where we were. So we're looking for, the 37. That's really what we want. Or higher. The Hurleman we used a long time ago. These are probably going to get a little bit too expensive, but we'll peak. 43 would be really nice. That's really fast. Yeah, it's just that JCB can go 43. The rest of them, not really. I don't think small ones are going to be anywhere near what we want, but... I don't think there's any in here that are 300. I think it's 200 or less in the small tractors. That's why I have so many of them, because we run so many different We have that 200 horsepower challenge we ran early on, and then we're now running a 100 horsepower challenge. So that's why we have so many small tractors, and it takes so long to get through them. Yeah, there's not really anything in there. So it's something in here for sure. So it's probably one of the 37 ones. So I guess it just depends on which one we like best. That's 37. So we've got the choice of, let's get to it, the JCB, which we've utilized in the last one. I don't remember if it was this one or the other one, but anyway, we utilized the JCP. The Doltzfar, which we have used. We used this in... Was it this one? Was it the Series 7? I think it was the Series 7. We used this, I think, in the Frugal Millionaire Challenge. We've got another Doltzfar. Maybe it was this one. We used one of them. I don't know if it was Series 7 or Series 8, but in any case, one of those was used. And then we have the Hurleman, which we've used before. The Lamborghini, which is basically just a Hurleman with the Lamborghini tag on top of it. That's a lot more money just because you're paying for the Lamborghini name. Jeremy Clarkson's tractor. And that's pretty much it, I think, for a 37 mile per hour. So I'm thinking we use a Doltzfar. And I don't know which one I want, though. 247 versus 287. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. It's only, what is that, $15,000? Not even that. Yeah, about $15,000. Difference, $5,500. Takes up half our money to do this. We're going to go with the 8. The TTV. Oh, look at that Warrior. That Warrior's sweet. But it costs $8 grand. I don't want to spend that right now. You guys know what I like. You know, I don't love the twin wheels. That's what I should say. I'll use them. I've used them before, but this is my bread and butter. Wide tires with weights. That's what I love. I just think it looks so good from the back of the tractor. I just think that looks so good. Honestly, even though I understand the reason why you do the twin wheels, I just think that looks stupid. That's just me. That's my opinion. Don't yell at me. Don't chastise me. I promise. It's just my personal opinion. That I think looks sick. So we're gonna go with that. $238,700 down the drain. Let's go pick this sucker up. I'm gonna turn this off because there's no reason for the worker just to sit there draining our money. It's gonna take us a while. The shop here is really, really far away from our farm, and I'm going to show that to you now because I have yet to show that to you. It's mostly just been me, just jump cutting from here to there. But since this can go 39 mile per hour, we're going to show it off. Put the beacons on for safety, right? It is far, 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 far. So those big, massive silos in the background there, if you look far enough, you can see them out there on the horizon. That is where we just sold our crop at. So we have to go kind of around this big, massive, hulking field. Oh, quick save here. I should have known better. We have to go around this big, massive, hulking field. Right, here we go. Massive, hulking field. Down this way and back around. Or we go up this way and come this way, which is probably the way I should have went now in hindsight. Whoops. Whoa. Whoa, we're just driving. Whoa, where are we? Whoa. We went the complete opposite way we're supposed to be going here. We got off track. We went across the neighbor's yard here, or the neighbor's field here. Sorry, guy. Sorry, neighbor. Little workshop there of some sort. And we hang a left here. Nice sized field there. And we're going to come through here. I turn the map on really quick just so you can see kind of a little bit better of where we are and what the size of the fields are. Going to come through here, a little bit of a little lake area here. It's very, very pretty. Great little drive right here. Put a few more trees here, a little more tree tunnel action here with the lake on both sides. Fantastic. Love it. Some smaller fields here. Those can easily be bought from us and really are probably smart for us to do so. We can make a lot of money off those on a quick, rapid succession, right? We just harvest them and drill them quickly. Take us a few seconds with the size that we're going to be running here. Little winding road here around this area. on the other side of where we sold our stuff at. Where we sold our sunflowers at, I should say, not the stuff, sunflowers. There's our windmill in the background. And there's our yard, and we're back, gang. All right, we're back here. Let's unload this thing and we can get this back going on the worker. But this has been a pretty long episode, gang. So for the most part, we're just gonna leave the episode here at this point. We will pick up where we left off here in the next episode. In October. We got about half the day left. It is October, so the sun does go down a lot earlier, so we really don't have that much daylight left. But hopefully we can get half this field done. If we can get half the field done and we get the rest of that field cultivated up and start beginning to work on drilling that field, if not get it drilled all the way together, I'd be pretty happy. I would think that is a very successful October, but we'll find out. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button if you're new. It's free. It's helped me out a ton. Don't forget to check out my other channel. Link will be down below in the description. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but check it out. Link is in the description. Running through Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. So amped up about it. And, yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one.